Hello and welcome to the Aqua and Scape channel. This time I made a Moss Terrarium for my mother as a Mother's Day present. She likes Buddha statues a lot, so I wanted to go for a Lost World design with the Buddha hidden behind rocks and plants. At first I cut out some window mesh. This will work as a border between the planted part and the drainage layer, which you will see in a second. In the middle of the mesh I cut out the part where the statue will be placed. Then I placed the Buddha in the glass and filled a layer of crushed lava rocks at the bottom as the drainage layer. The drainage layer is very important so that water doesn't gather at the planted part. I also put some charcoal over the bottom layer to act as a water purifier. Then it was time to put the mesh on top and arrange the lava stones in a way that it looks good. This was of course the most time-consuming part of the project, as you need to find a way to select the lava rocks without collapsing. Also I wanted to have as little gaps between the rocks as possible. Since lava rock is a very light stone with a porous texture, it's quite easy to work with. You can even break it easily to bring it in a shape you like. After I found an arrangement that I liked, I glued the rocks together so that they won't fall apart when moving the terrarium. The glue method I used was again the cotton ball with cyanoacrylate glue method. For this you just need some cotton and place it between the rocks you want to combine. Then just pour some cyanoacrylate glue, preferably in water consistency, over it, and the rocks will glue together in just a few minutes or even seconds. You can also use this kind of glue underwater in combination with livestock. To add some extra texture, I used some Redmore wood sticks I had lying around and also glued them on the hardscape. For the wood I used cyanoacrylate glue in a gel form, since it was easier to arrange it that way. You need to be a little bit more careful because the gel type glue takes longer to harden. After that I filled the gaps with some aqua soil. This soil was quite good to work with here, since its round shape helped me to get it in the corners and under the rocks. Now I needed a soil layer for the plants to grow on. For this I used sphagnum moss, which I cut in pieces, and aqua soil. The ratio was about 1:1 in volume, with a little bit more on the soil side. I first give it a little mix, then put water in it and mix it again very well, crushing the soil in the process. In the end you will have a cohesive mixture of soil and moss, which is quite sticky. The sphagnum moss will help to keep the soil wet longer. The mixture was then pressed in all the areas where I wanted to put the plants. I also used it to fill some gaps and keep the dry soil in place. For the plants I used a variety of moss I gathered outside and also a little bit of Aspergillus fern. The Aspergillus fern was planted in the gaps next to the statue and cut down a little bit. The moss was scattered all around the scape in little patches. There were also some type of ferns in the moss which I planted as well, as some Hygrocotyle tripartita, which I had in an immersed state. Both of them will need some trimming from time to time. The terrarium will stand on a little platform with an LED attached I bought from Amazon. I will leave a link to the product in the description. For watering, I sprayed everything down really well till there was just a little water at the bottom of the drainage layer. There will be a lid on the terrarium to prevent it from drying out, with just a little gap to get some air circulation. The maintenance will be a minimum and only consist of cutting some of the plants from time to time and spraying the plants with water when they get dry, with a lid that will need watering maybe once a week. If you enjoyed the video, you would help me out a lot by liking, subscribing and sharing the video. I wish you all a wonderful day and happy scaping.